Hello everyone. Today let us know about the coding of the project Free Friendly Travel Mode. So this is a travel website. So in this video we will be seeing the coding of the project. For the project video, kindly refer the link. This is a database which is a MySQL database. You have the database Free Friendly Travel Mode, which includes 19 tables: car booking, customer feedback, food category, food order, gallery, gift coupon, hotel facility, hotel image, item, mail setting, payment, room booking, room type, staff, tourism location, tourism place, and vehicle type. So these are the 19 tables, and this is the folder where your source code is present. And first let us see how this project is connected to database. So this is a PHP file database connection. Let us open this. To open this you need Notepad++. We can see that all the PHP code is written within the PHP tag, that is, open the angle brace $PHP, and the PHP code must be closed with the close angle brace. So MySQLi connect, this is the function which is used to connect the database to the project. So localhost root is the server, and the double quote which you can see where you can put the password, and Free Friendly Travel Mode is the name of the database. So this database name is connected to the project, and the variable which is used is con, and anymore in all the code we will be using this variable con. If there is any error in connection, then it will show fail to connect. Now let us see, this is the staff login panel, which is a model window, and you also have a register or login, which is again a model window where sign up and the sign in options are available. This is a header where you can see the logo of the project, and this is the footer which includes the contact information and details about the project. First let us see the header part, and let us see how we can change the code. So the header is stored in header.php file. Let us open the file. So you can see here a PHP tag in which you can see session start. So this is used to start the session, and you can see error reporting. So this is a function. This is the function which is used to disable the warnings and errors. So usually we create some variable and we don't define the value for that. In that case the system shows warning, but if you use this function it will not display that warning. And next you can see date. The function date is used to get the current date and include database connection.php. So here in the header file the database connection.php file is included, and the header file is included in all the other files. Now you can see the doc type HTML, that is, we are using the HTML5 here. Along with PHP, HTML5 is used. And you can see the title, that is Free Friendly Travel Mode, which displays here. It is a title and it is in the title tag. So the data tables are included, that is for the displaying of tables. Then in the body tag you have a link, that is ahref equal to index.php, where a means it is an anchor tag. Then inside the a or anchor tag you can see img space src is equal to one path. So img is the image tag, src which means source, and whatever path you will put inside source, the image from that particular path will be displayed. So you can see travel logo, this image is stored in the folder images. So, and what is the extension of the file? We can check it under properties. So you can see the file is of the type PNG. So we have to use the name of the image dot its extension, and that must with the folder name that must be put inside source. Then you can also set the height and width of the image also. Next you can see here if is set session staff ID. So in the header you can see the different menus, and if it is a staff ID, which means the staff is logged in, then these are the menus which are available for the staff. That is a staff which manages the website, and they have some menus which is available only particularly for the staff. So food item, hotel, tourism place, and under that there are sub menus. And users. Now here you can see if the staff is admin. Again, this is available for the staff, but under staff, if the staff is an administrator, then these are the two menus which are available for the administrator. So you can see add staff and view staff option is available only for the administrator, and other than that, under users, my profile and change password is available for all the staffs. And there is report, which means where all the reports can be viewed, and here this all menus, it will have a link. On clicking on that menu, you will be redirected to the PHP files. Next you have if is set customer ID. Now if it is a person who has logged in is not the staff, then if it is a customer, then there are menus available for the customers. And if not both, if not customer, if not staff, which means no one has logged in, then there are default menus, that is home, about us, tourism locations, places to visit, contact, which we can see now. This is available for the public. So if there is a staff logged in or the customer logged in, then they have the quit and dashboard options, that is quit, which on clicking on which they'll be logged out from their account. So this is available for the staff and customer who is logged in. Now you can see my login, where this is a gift coupon, so it is available for the staff and the customer. And next you have one more link, that is one more anchor tag with class MG login button, and the data toggle is model. So this is a model window for login or register. So on clicking on this, a link is available on which on clicking on the button in the link, the person can either log in or register. So you can see here login or register option. Let us see how it works. So in the same page in header.php, you can see at the start the is set post button forgot login. So this is for the forgot password option. When the staff logs in or the customer logs in, if they do not know the password, then forgot option password is there, forgot password. So for that reason, this code is there, where the customer must upload their email ID, and on which a message will be sent to them for changing their password or for resetting their password. A link will be sent to reset the password to their email ID. So next, but you have next post, which is a BTN submit. So this is a button for inserting the customer details, which means it is a register for after you register, which means when you click on register and when you fill the forms, and then on clicking on register button, then you can all the values whatever you have typed in the sign up form, that will be inserted to the database. To insert anything to the database, the insert query is used. So insert query is very simple. In the insert query, you must mention the name of the table, to which table you are going to insert. So insert into table name, that is here we are inserting the customer's data. So customer, and the customer has got customer name, customer address, city, pin code, contact number, email ID, password, and the status where the customer ID is auto-generated, where we don't have to mention the customer ID, it is auto-generated, and which is a primary key. From the customer name, all the data will be typed from, taken from the form, and it is inserted to the database through the insert query. You can see the types of the table where the customer ID is integer, city is varchar, address is text, and again in varchar you have different characters, whether it's 50 or 100. Now you can see the first insert into customer, then whatever is in the brackets, customer name, contact number, email ID, password and status. This is the name of the attributes of the table, and whatever is inside the post, this is the name of the text fields of the form. Next, this is stored in the variable SQL, and then you're doing MySQL query function is called, where con, SQL. Con is the database to which it is connected. It is a variable to which the database is connected, and SQL is then SQL will hold the query, and when this is fetched, if it is true, then customer will be registered successfully. Otherwise, the customer's account is already registered with the email ID, option is sent, or if there is invalid entry, then validation will work. Next you have one more, it is post button staff login. So this is for the staff to log in. What we saw was for the customer to register. Now this is for the staff to log in. The staff login panel that is available in the footer, which we saw, the staff login option is there. On clicking on which, click to login is a button, clicking on which the staff's data is selected from the database. So here you have select staff from staff, where login ID is equal to post staff login and password is equal to PWD. So this is because here login ID and password are the attributes of the table, and whatever is inside post staff login, it is from the database. So here it is from the form. So here you can see now in the staff you have staff name, staff ID, login ID and password. So these are the attribute names, and we must write the names exactly how it is in the database. So login ID and password, the spellings must be similar how it is in the database, and staff login is from the form, and PWD again staff password is from the form, and you are calling the MD5 function to encrypt the password. Then again same way MySQL query function is called, and it is connected to con, that is the database connection.php file, and then if there is a matching, if there is a record with the same details, then it is fetched and the staff will be logged in, and the same staff ID and staff type will be given to the session, so that to understand whether the staff is an administrator and to have the staff ID as a session ID. Next you have button customer login. So this is, here you have to log in for the customer. So login option for the customer, it is where the email ID and the password of the customer must be mentioned for the login. So you can see here sign in, where you have did you forgot option, so which we saw that time. So enter email ID and password, two forms are there where you enter the customer email ID and the password, and this will be searched in the database customer whether the data with the same data which we have entered in the form is present in the database. If it is present, then that particular customer ID will be logged in. So the email ID and password is checked, and if that same password and customer email ID is present, then that account will be logged in, and the customer ID is given to the session. It is copied to the session, and the address, when the customer registers, he is not updating his address, so he is redirected to the customer profile.php so that they can update the address. And otherwise the entered login credentials are not valid, that message will be sent if there is any wrong matching or the data whatever entered is not present in the database, then enter login credentials are not valid warning message will be sent. Then to fetch the customer's data, so this is about customer login and register. So we saw about header. Now let us see about the footer. So footer is also very important as much as the header. So here you can see all the contact information and the website information. So let us open the footer, that is a footer.php file. So let us open it with the Notepad++. So you can see the footer here. So whatever is in the div tag, you can see a HTML code here with the footer tag. In the footer tag, in the div tag, you can see it is divided into 4 columns. So in the one column you can see the text which is related to the website, and in the next column you can see our services. So in the our services you can list the different services provided by the website, and here you have an option to add the link. So travel and tourism booking, hotel booking portal, all those details. In the next column you have photo gallery where the different photos can be posted, and we can also give the link to the photo. It is an optional. So using the image tag, the images are posted here. The next last column, which includes keep in touch. So in keep in touch you can see the contact information. So how you can contact the tourism website. You can see the phone number as well as the email ID of the website is available here. Through that the customer can contact them through calls or through email IDs, through the emails. And they can also give the link to Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter. And next at last you can see copyright 2020. So this is now related to the website, that is who developed the website. So you can see here copyrights 2020, all rights reserved, developed by students, projects live. So you can change it as you wish. You can write anything there. It is a copyright class. And next you can see if it is not the staff ID or if it is not the customer ID, then staff login option is available. So if the staff has not logged in, or if it is not the customer ID, the customer who logged in is not there, then the staff login is available. Otherwise the staff login window is not available. So if the staff login window is available, then you have a model window there where you have staff login window with the 2 text boxes and 1 button. So you have H3, that it's a form there. In the form method post on submit you have return validate staff login form, which is a validate function, and in the header 3, that is in the header tag, staff login window is there, which is a text, and there is a input type text, and the name of the form is staff login, and the name of the text field password. There are 2 types and there is 1 button. So on clicking on click to login, and next there is one more model window. So in the previous one, clicking on click to login, you are redirected to the staff window, and here it is for the you can see that here there is method post with validate function. So here it is for the customer now. So what we saw previously was for the staff. Now this is a form. Actually the link is in the header and the code is in the footer file. So here you can see the code with the form. On submit validate form function is there. So the link or the form link is present in the header, but the code of the form is present in the footer page. So here also you have got the fields, that is name, email ID, and contact number, password, confirm password, and the button clicking on register. So this is one more form where again there is a validate customer login. This is the sign up form. So on clicking on register, a validate function is called, and if there is no mistake or no error in the validation, it is redirected to the insert page. So there is one more model window, that is a search index or search window we can say. So here you have the label submit, and you can see the search window here where find hotel is the button with the, you have 5 search options. So next there is one more tab, that is to recover password. So to recover password, which means in case if the customer forgets the password, then they have to recover their password. So there is one window for recover password, and next there is one more window for gift coupon. So this is for the customer to gift the coupons. So this is using the database, that is here gift coupon data table is used. So you can see in the database there is one table, gift coupon. So in the gift coupon you have customer ID, gift coupon code, expiry date, discount percentage, maximum limit, and other attributes. And here the customer ID, which must be equal to the session ID, and expiry date should be the current date. Only then the gift coupon can be viewed by the customer and they can use the coupon code. So how the gift coupon is displayed, you can see here using while tag. The database, from the database the data is fetched, and then the coupon details are also can be viewed, that is the date of the coupon, the expiry date of the coupon, and all the other details can be viewed. So now let us see the you can see now data table, that is since the table is used, data table function is called. Next you can see validate login form. This is the validation for the login form. So validation, which means in case if the customer email ID, that is the text field where you can enter the email ID, if it is not according to the email pattern, then you will get enter valid email ID validation or the error message. And if the customer email ID is not entered and if you are clicking on register, then you will get an warning message, that is email ID should not be empty. And if the current customer's password is less than 8 characters, then you will get a message, that is the password should contain at least more than 8 characters. And if the password is not entered, then password should not be empty. So these are the different validations for the customer login window. So you can see in login under clicking on register, you can see these are the different validations, where on clicking on an empty form, then you will get these validations. And you can see for the login window also, email ID should not be empty, password should not be empty. So these are the different validations. So in the sign up you can see, let us enter the name and the email ID and customer number, password, and confirm password. So let us enter the details. So on clicking on register, the customer registration done successfully. This is the message what you get if you have entered the valid details in the form. Now let us see the database and let us see the customer table. So you can see in the customer table the data, whatever data you have entered in the form is inserted, and in the address, city and pin code it is empty. That is because we did not had any form to or any text field to enter the address, city and pin code details. So this is how the insert works. And you might have seen in the password where it is encrypted, that is the password is provided with the different characters, that is because it is used using the MD5 function. So now let us register as the customer. Let us log in as the customer. So the customer will log in using his email ID and the password, where the email ID should be exactly same as how he has given it at the time of registration, and the password should be also same. Now you can see login credentials are not valid. That is because the name was entered in capital letters, but at the time of registration it was a combination of capital as well as a small letter. So you can see here ashok123@gmail.com. This was how it was entered when we registered, but later I entered it in a different way, so you couldn't log in. So now let us log in and you will be redirected to update profile. So it asks you to update your profile and you are redirected to customerprofile.php, where you can see all the other details except address, city and pin code. So now let us see customerprofile.php file. So let us open the file using the Notepad++. So this is customerprofile.php file. So let us first see the form. So you have a form there. With this on submit you have validate form function, and in the text field you have a label name as well as a text field where you have enter your name, and you can see echo rs edit customer name. So this is the function. Echo is a function which is used to display the data. So in a PHP, in C++ how you have printf, and in C how you have printf, in C++ cout. In the same way, in PHP you have echo, which will display the data whatever is written after echo. And then you have the address, the city and the different text fields for each, and for the pin code as well, where the placeholder you can see enter pin code. And next you have contact number, email ID, and both has got rs edit contact number, rs edit email ID. So what is the use of this is whatever data is there in the database that will be displayed in the form because of this, because of echo rs edit email ID, or email ID is the attribute from the database and from the table, and rs edit is the function which is used. So on clicking on submit, post submit, you have a customer ID, where if it is a valid customer or the customer who has logged in, then the data will be updated. So to update, you have update query, that is update customer. Customer is the name of the database, and set, then you have to enter the customer name, that is the attribute, and post whatever is there in customer name, it is from the form. So each value from the form will be inserted to the database, and if it is inserted correctly, then profile will be updated successfully. So now let us see how the rs edit will work. So you can see now in the name field you have Ashok, because this is because of the rs edit, where it will fetch the data from the database and display it in the form. And in address, city and pin code, let us add these details and let us click on submit. Now so you can see there is no data in the address, city and pin code. Now let us click on submit. And you can see that profile is updated successfully. And now you can see on refreshing the database, you can see that address, city and pin code form field is filled now. And even in the form, you can see through RS Edit, you can view all the data here, which is from the database. Now let us click on quit. Okay, before that, let us see my bookings. It has got different menus, sub-menus there. So this is because the person who has logged in is a customer, and for the customer there is different menus available. For the staff there is different menus available. For the customer there is different menus available, and for the public there are different menus. So when the person who logged in is a customer, then the menus available for the customer is different. So there is profile, that is change password. These are the different options available for the customer. So if it is a staff ID, then quit and dashboard option is available. And if it is a customer ID, quit and account option is available, where in account, customer account.php is linked, and in quit, logout.php is linked. So on clicking on account, you can see that you are redirected to customer account.php, and on clicking on quit, you are redirected to logout.php. And on quit now, you can see you have come out from the account and a home page is available. So let us see what is present in the logout.php file. So you can see a very small file it is, which is written in the PHP tag session start, session destroy, echo, which means script window.location equal to index.php, which means window.location, that is locate the window back to the index.php, that is the home page. So we saw the header as well as the footer, and we also saw some features of the customer window. So now let us see the staff login window, where let us log in as the admin so that we can see all the features of the staff. So once the admin logs in, he is redirected to the dashboard. In the dashboard, he can see all the records present, that is total number of records present in the database. So let us open dashboard.php file. So you can see the dashboard.php file, and in this file you can see header is included here, and if it is not the session staff ID, then they are redirected to index.php, that is the home page. So if it is a staff ID, then the dashboard is available for them, where you can see car booking. It is a database in which there is a table car booking, and you are fetching the records using select star from car booking, and to fetch the records, to get the number of records, we are using the function MySQLi num rows. So this function will give you the total number of records present in that particular table. So in the customer table, what is the total number of rows present? In the vehicle type, what is the total number of rows present? This is fetched, or this is given by the function MySQLi num rows, which means MySQLi number of rows. And this is done for all the tables, all the 19 tables present in the database. For all the tables, the total number of records present in that table can be viewed by the admin. So this is available for the staff. Now we can see there are 19 tables, and what is the total number of records present in each table that can be viewed using the MySQLi rows function and using the echo statement. So you can see each room type has 20 records, car booking has 8 records. This is how you can see it. And at the end you can also see footer.php is attached. So for all the files, the header.php and footer.php is attached. Now you can see the menus of the admin. There are different menus for tourism place, hotel, food item, vehicles, users, and again in users there is my profile and change password, and in report there are different report options. So under tourism place, let us click on add tourism location. So you can see this will redirect you to tourism location.php, where there is a form to enter the location name, image of the location, description and the status. So now let us open the tourism location.php file. So you can see the file where header is attached, and if it is not the staff ID, they are redirected to the home page, that is index.php. And if it is the staff, then a form is available which has the tag tourism location. A text can be viewed. After the text there is a form with the method post and submit, return, validate, submit. So there is a validate function on clicking on submit. And then you can see the location name, which is a label, and in the text field you have input type text, where the placeholder is enter the name of the location, and you can also see echo rs edit. So this will work when it is open for editing purpose. Next you have image, where you have the file type is image or file, and here you can insert the files of any extensions. And if it is a get ID, which means if it is called for edit purpose, then the image is displayed through rs edit, and the image is stored in the images in image location. So you can see the image is stored in image location. So whatever the image will be inserted to the table, that will be stored in this particular location. So you can see img location, where the image will be stored. Next you have description, where it is a text area is used because description can be lengthier. Next status, you have two options, active and inactive, where the array is used and the for loop is used. Next there is a submit button. On clicking on submit, validate function is called, and then it is redirected to. So you can see that validate submit function is there, and there is a validation, that is if any of the forms are empty or if there is any invalid data is entered, then it will be validated. So alpha exception, which means only the alphabets can be entered in that field. Alpha space exception, which means the alphabets as well as space can be entered. Alphanumeric expression, where the alphabets as well as the digits can be entered. Numeric expression, which means only the numbers must be entered. And email pattern, which means only the email type must be valid. Then you can see here location name, where if it is alpha space, then you have to say location is not valid. And if it is location value which is empty, then you must say location name is empty. And if the location image is empty, you must say it is empty and kindly upload the image. And if the status is not selected, we must give the warning that status is not selected, kindly select the status. So you can see on clicking on the empty form, you can see all the validations here. Location name should not be empty, kindly upload the image, kindly select status. So these are the different validations. So on clicking on entering the data and then clicking on submit, then you are redirected to the insert query. That is because you are inserting the data from the form to the database. So here method post is used. So in the method post, the control will search the method post, and if there is method post with submit, then inside that condition it is checked, and if it is get id, so we have used the post method, so we have not used the get method, so this doesn't work for us, and we will see the else. So in the else part you have insert into tourism location. So tourism location is the name of the table and it has the attributes location name, location image, description and status. For these attributes, the data from the form with the form name or the text field name, location name is added. So to the location name attribute, the location name form text field name is whatever data is there in that text field name, that will be inserted. So this is how the insert query will work. If that particular table is present in the database and then if that particular data whatever is entered is valid, then the tourism location will be updated, inserted successfully. So you can see the tourism location table, which includes the location ID, which is auto generated, location name, location image and the description as well as the status can be seen here. And now let us see the view location. So once the location is added, it can be viewed under view location. So here there are two actions, one is edit as well as delete. So when you click on edit, again you are redirected to tourism.location.php file, and on clicking on delete, the data will be deleted. So first we'll see view tourism location. So let us see view tourism location. So view tourism location, let us see the file. So you have the file where the header is attached, and if it is not staff ID, then they are redirected to index.php, which is the home page. So we have clicked. Now you have the view tourism location page with, you can see that the table is included. So you can see a text view tourism location, and then you have a section. Inside the section you have a table tag, because table is used to display the details. So in the table tag, in the table header, T-head, which means the table header, TR, which means table row, and TH is table header. So you can see the table heading, that is location image, location name, and the TH tag will display the text in bold. And next in the table body, you have a query there, select star from tourism location, which means select all the data from tourism location. So you can see all the fields will be fetched when it is said star. And then MySQL query function is called and checked whether there is a table with the name tourism location in the database. If it is true, then using the while loop we are fetching all the records, and again you are using one more table, that is tourism place. So for the location, in the location name is written and what are the number of locations present in that location. So how many locations are there to view? For that we are using tourism place, that is the table, and from that table the number of rows will be fetched using the, and in the location image the image is fetched, and if there is no image, a default image will be displayed. So you can see here a default image, that is no photo.jpg, that is the default image. And in the next tier, that is in the next row, the table data, TD is the table data. So table data, you can see one is the image for the image location, and again next line, next row, it is next table data is location name with the number of locations. So location name is, you can see the location name, and you can see the number of locations, that is what are the number of places you can visit there, that we are using tourism place, and through that we are fetching it. And next you have description and status, which is fetched from the tourism location table itself. Only the number of location is fetched from tourism place. So next you have action, where the two actions are there, edit and delete. For edit, you have tourism location. On clicking on edit, you will be redirected to tourism location. And if the person who has logged in is a administrator, then delete option is available. If it is not the administrator, then the delete option is not available. So for that reason, we have logged in as admin so that all the data can be viewed. Now you can see tourism location.php file where edit id. For the edit id, update tourism location, set location name and image, description and status. So all these will be set for edit. And the login id should be same as the session id or the get id. So whatever get id is sent, that only should be equal to the login id. Only then that particular record will be updated. And if it is a staff id, then the delete option is available. For delete, same page, view tourism location page only is redirected. And on clicking on this, you will get one more function, that is confirm delete. So confirm delete function will ask you again whether you are really want to delete. On clicking on OK for the confirm delete function, you are redirected to delete query is activated. So you can see, are you sure you want to delete this record? If you click on enter or if you click on OK, then it is considered as true. So when it is considered as true, delete id will be given to a get function, and delete from tourism location where location id is equal to get delete id. This query is activated, and in this query, data of that particular location id will be deleted from the database if the query is correct. And then after deleting, they are again redirected to view location.php. So you can see now, clicking on edit, you are redirected to tourism location.php where you can see the location name, but the image is not uploaded, so no photo image can be viewed and no description. And now if you are clicking on delete, you can see, are you sure you want to delete? This is from the confirm delete function. If you click on OK, your data will be deleted. So this is how the delete query will work. So it will delete that particular data or that particular record matching with the location ID. So now add tourism place, add hotel, view hotel, add food category, food items, vehicle, and adding the staff, view staff. So these are all similar to adding the tourism location and the viewing the tourism location. Now let us see in report. So in report, let's see the food order payment report. And there you have also action on clicking on which a receipt is also available. So here you can see the bill number and the hotel details. The customer, the food order, date, number of orders received, all these details can be viewed here. So let us open view food order payment receipt.php file where header is included here. And you have the header tag, that is food order payment report, which text can be viewed here. Food order payment report text can be viewed here. And in the next, you can see the table, where the table is used to display the report. In the table head in TR, that is in the table row, TH, which means header. So bill number, hotel, customer, food order date, number of orders, cost, and the action. These are the things which are available in the header. And then in the body, we are using select star from room booking. So room booking is the table we are using, and on that we are joining the other tables also, that is room type. So from room type ID is fetched to room booking, and the customer table is also used, and customer ID and room booking ID is also matched, and the payment table is used where payment dot room booking ID and the room booking dot room booking ID is checked, and where room booking dot status is equal to active and payment dot cab booking is 0. So these are the details. This is how the query is fetched. So you want the food order, payment receipt, the details, and you also want to see what is the hotel ID, what is the room ID, what is the booking ID, and what is the name of the customer, and whether that customer has paid only for the food or whether they have paid for the cab. So all these must be fetched, and then again if it is a customer, then again for the customer room booking ID must be checked, and all the data must be displayed in a descending order. And when it is fetched using MySQL fetch array, this is used to fetch the data from the database. And you have one more query, that is select star from food order where payment ID is equal to payment ID. That is you are seeing the food order table where you have payment ID, and if the payment ID of that particular person, that is the previous query, in the previous query what payment ID is used, whether that is the same payment ID which is used in the food order, then that particular data should be fetched. And then you are seeing the hotel image. For the hotel ID, so to fetch the hotel image, and if the image is not present, then no image will be displayed, otherwise the image will be displayed from IMG hotel folder. And then check-in date and check-out date is also fetched from the table using RS name and RS mobile number. Then echo, so whatever you write inside the echo, that will be displayed in the table. So in the echo you can see payment ID is displayed, payment room type is displayed. So payment ID, that is bill number, and payment room type, that is the hotel name with deluxe room with single breakfast. So all these is under room type. Then you have check-in date and check-out date, and the total amount spent, what is the total cost. And then the last, there is one link, that is for the food order receipt.php file where the payment receipt is available. So you are checking the data, the food receipt here of the customer, and you have data table.php is included because we are using the table, and footer is also included here, and you have the file food order receipt.php. Now let us see how food order.php file works. So what is the code inside food order receipt.php file? So you can see header is included, and then you can see the different queries here. You are using the payment table, and you're joining the customer to know what is the payment made by that particular customer, and what is the room booked by that particular customer, and what is the payment made to room, what is the payment made for the food. So these are the different way of fetching the records. Next you are using room booking, and here also you are using the hotel and the room type. So this is how we are fetching the record from the database. Now you can see food order payment, and where you have the address of the logo and the address of the website is available, and then the name and bill number of the customer is available. So to display the name, echo RS payment, customer name is used. Here is not displayed because maybe that particular customer's record is deleted from the database. Otherwise the name of the customer will and the bill number will be available. and then the address of the customer, contact number of the customer, the email ID of the customer, everything is displayed. This is using the RS, that is to edit or to fetch the data from the database. Next you have food order date and food order time, and then the item cost, item name, the quantity and the total also will be displayed in a subtable there. So different tables are used. So this is one table used here with the item cost, quantity and total. Next there is to display the value, you are using food order table and you are joining again here different tables are joined, food order with customer table, room booking table and the payment table. So here the different payment, what is the payment made, and the payment ID is used, the customer's ID is used, room booking ID is also used here. Then using this the query is fetched, and using the while loop we are displaying all the records. So item name, item cost and quantity, this will be displayed by fetching from the database. Next in the table footer you have total and the amount. The amount is fetched or it is calculated, that is total amount is equal to RS payment total amount. From the payment table the total amount is fetched. So you can see the payment table which has all the IDs, that is customer ID, food ID and the details of the customers, room booking ID. So whatever payment has to be made, every table is connected to payment table, and this is how the data will be displayed. So next table is, there is one more table we are using for GST tax receipt, and in this table you can see the description, taxable value, central value and the state value. Again in the central value you have rate, amount, and the state value also you have rate and amount. Then using the echo we are displaying the names and the amount. And the GST is calculated using the total amount into 5 divided by 100. This is how the total amount is calculated, and it is also displayed again. And 5% GST is added here. You can change the value there. If you change the value as 5%, then in the calculation also you should change from 5 to whatever value you are changing. So this is how the receipt is displayed, and on clicking on print you can also print the receipt. So on click you have the button which is written print there, and on clicking on this button a function is called, that is print element or print lm function is called with the argument lm, and this will open the file in the browser with the print view option and printer option also. If there is a printer present, then one sheet of paper will be printed, and if not you can only view it there. So you can see here we have written it inside the script. So you can see this is how the report function or report file worked, and the different report files will have the same codings here. So here I have explained most of the codings here, and this is a feedback window where the feedback is also displayed in the same manner by fetching the different tables. And you have gift coupon, and where here on selecting the customer the coupon gift can be So here this is the gift coupon.php file, and on clicking on submit, gift coupon will be generated for the particular customer. So this also works in the same way, that is insert and in view gift coupon, how the using the select code from the table the data is displayed, and on clicking on edit you can update query works, and on clicking on delete query will work. On clicking on quit, logo.php function is activated. So this is about the coding of the project free friendly travel mode. For further queries, kindly visit our website. Thank you.